Still people arriving, but I would start with the intro. Hello and welcome to the smart home of the future. I'm Kim, and in the next 45 minutes, we are going to turn your knowledge about HomeKit and Eve through Thread upside down. For that, I have two colleagues by my side who will answer on your questions during this webinar. Hello, Christian. Nice to see you.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining and taking your time. So 2021 is really like an exciting year for us at Eve, and we are happy that you are all part of this journey and to use this technological advantage to drive sales. And I'm here for all the sales-related questions later on, and enjoy the webinar. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Christian. Hello, Tim. Nice to see you.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for turning up. This is quite a lot of people, so happy that you could all make it. I'm from branch and product management at Eve, so whenever any technical questions or product questions come up, I'm happy to answer those.
Thank you, Tim. So I'm also pretty excited about the participants we have here in this webinar, and should any questions remain unanswered during and after the webinar, we will submit them to you by email as soon as possible. To avoid background noises from your environment during this webinar, all participants are on mute. And to enter your question, the control panel briefly explained. These typed questions will only be seen by the speaker itself. So you press on chat and then you will be able to type your message in, and as mentioned, Christian and Tim will then take over and answer on those. And with that, I would like to thank all of my colleagues for the time being, and they are now ready to answer on any of your questions. Let's start with today's content. We show what Eve stands for, why we are convinced that the Eve and the HomePod Mini are the perfect match. We'll explain what Thread is and why it really changed everything so far, such as range, speed, battery life, reliability, and much more. And give an exclusive outlook on the Eve Thread transformation during this year. And this is Eve. Eve stands for 100% privacy. You don't have to register or reveal your details. Your data is only on your devices, locally at your home, without any Eve Cloud needed. Everything is only saved securely and encrypted in the Apple iCloud if you want it. But privacy goes also beyond the products. Anyone who visits evehome.com will realize that they do not have to consent to the use of cookies. Your movement is neither tracked nor analyzed on the website. That shows how seriously Eve takes your privacy. Eve stands also for a seamless integration. Eve accessories are up and run in a few seconds. They don't require a Brit gateway, and all of them are Apple HomeKit enabled. The Eve app even increases the functionality of your smart devices and even those of the other manufacturers in your home. And Eve relies on future-proof technology. With the expansion of the Eve devices to include Thread technology, it will continue to be ensured that you are future-proof. The devices have the three most important transmission standards, Thread, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi, and are ready for the connected home over IP. Thread will impact the HomeKit ecosystem and bring a bunch of new products with it. And everything is expanded with the same security and operation. And all of this through the new Home Hub, the HomePod Mini, as the first Thread border router on the market. And for those who are based in a country where HomePod Mini is officially not for sale, don't worry. Of course, all Eve accessories also work with Bluetooth and other home hubs like HomePod or Apple TV. And with a Thread-enabled Eve device, you are 100% future-proof and ready once a Thread border router is available in your country. Let's take a look what they have in common. The HomePod Mini changed everything and will pave the way for HomeKit into mass market. As Apple announced the HomePod Mini, they started right away with the Home app. And this shows, from my point of view, even more focus on Apple HomeKit. The huge success in sale of the HomePod Mini shows the enormous potential for your smart home business. Apple and Eve share the same goals and value: product sales. Means every HomePod Mini you sell or has been sold is called a potential new Eve and Apple HomeKit customer at the same time. For the first time, you get an Apple Home Hub at a magical price point below 100 euro. You get a speaker, you get Siri, and, this is really important, a Home Hub that takes over the control of your devices and automations locally in your home. An example, what is meant by that? We had a major fault in the fiber optic network here in the region where I live in December 2020. So we had no internet for 3 days. Nevertheless, I was able to operate the devices in my home with an iPhone, iPad, MacBook because the Home Hub controls the devices and automations locally. This means that all devices can still be controlled in their basic functions without an internet connection. And last but not least, it is the first thread border router that expands HomeKit with the thread mesh network and makes bridges not needed any longer. For sure, the HomePod Mini still brings all the functions you know from the other Home Hubs like HomePod and Apple TV. Automations that are run locally with presence-based support, remote access while out, and messages on your mobile phone when something is going on at home. HomeKit started with these 3 functions and launched HomeKit Secure Video on the market. The human-animal vehicle detection is evaluated locally at your home on the HomePod Mini, and you are only notified when you want it. Your video will then be encrypted and stored in the iCloud so that only you or your releasing persons have access to it. Then they brought adaptive lighting. Luminaries that support adaptive lighting adapt themselves to the lighting conditions in the outside area with the help of the Home Hub. During the day, a cooler light for working, and in the evening, the perfect feel-good atmosphere. An invention that I personally use and appreciate every day. And by the way, the Eve Light Strip was the first on the market supporting adaptive lighting, and this at full privacy. In summary, Eve and Apple are 2 companies, 1 philosophy. 100% privacy with full data protection, simple installation and control even without prior knowledge. It's easily expandable and controllable across manufacturers with 1 app. No matter if iPhone, iPad or Mac, everything is set up in the same way. The continuous development of their products and platforms, and both are expert in thread technology. But what exactly is thread? We have created a video for you that I want to show as an introductory trailer. For that, I switched off my camera and switched to the video. Enjoy.
Eve is building the world's largest portfolio of accessories that support HomeKit over Thread. The new generation of devices enhances Bluetooth-enabled Eve accessories with Thread technology. Thread offers a host of benefits, including making your smart home more responsive and robust. The only thing else you need is HomePod Mini. Now, HomeKit products can communicate not only using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, but also using Thread. Thread isn't making Bluetooth redundant anytime soon, as Bluetooth is required for HomeKit over Thread, and both Apple HomeKit and Eve will also continue to support Bluetooth. This means you can still enjoy using your Eve products, all with the additional benefit that as soon as you add HomePod Mini to your home, your Thread-enabled Eve accessories will also be able to communicate over Thread. This happens automatically without you needing to configure anything. But what does communicating over Thread mean exactly? Thread creates a mesh network. Within this, lights, thermostats, outlets, sensors, and more can also talk to each other, free of the constraint of having to go through a central hub, such as a bridge. That's because a Thread network doesn't need one. If a single accessory fails, the data packets are simply relayed to the next in the mesh. In short, the network becomes more robust with every additional Thread accessory. HomePod Mini serves as what is known as the Thread border router, which connects all the Thread devices together. There are two types of Thread devices: full Thread devices, which are mains, powered, and always on, such as Eve Energy. These devices can act as routers within the Thread network and relay data packets from other Thread devices. Then there are minimal Thread devices, such as Thread-enabled Eve door and window, which are powered by a long-lasting battery. These devices represent endpoints in the Thread network, which means they cannot relay data to the other devices in the Thread network. Thick walls, multiple stories, a labyrinth of rooms, and a home hub located at the other end of your home. There are many obstacles to overcome for all smart home accessories to be reachable. Thanks to a Thread network, you don't need additional home hubs, repeaters, or bridges to cover every corner of your home. The endpoints locate the next node automatically and connect to it to join the Thread network. It is completely automatic, fully interoperable, and involves zero configuration. If a connection fails, an alternate route is found instead. With Eve and HomeKit over Thread, enjoy the smart home of the future today.
I hope you enjoyed the video and it showed what big change is happening right now. Let's make a Thread recap. Thread is a technology specially developed for the smart home. It provides a perfect range with easy scalability, as the European Eve Energy is a router itself. It gives a robust self-healing network. If a device fails, an alternative route is found. It's faster compared to Bluetooth, not only with on and off, but also in getting the history data from your local Eve device to your smartphone. And the HomePod Mini is the first Thread-capable HomeKit border router on the market. In addition to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, Thread is a pillar of the upcoming connected home over IP standard. And the minimal Thread offers an even longer battery life. More on this at evehome.com/thread. You identify the Thread-enabled products with the Thread logo, as you can see it here. So as soon as this is on the package, you are ready for Thread. At this point, I would like to share with you a short section from the video, What is Thread? What does it bring for the smart home, HomeKit, Alexa, and co? YouTuber Andreas Danz from Spiel und Zeug made a direct comparison shortly after the first Thread firmware for the European Eve Energy and the Eve Dawn window came out. It indicates an automation door open, light on, door closed, light off, consisting of an HomePod, Eve Energy, and an Eve Dawn window controlled via Bluetooth, and another setup with an HomePod Mini, Eve Energy, and an Eve Dawn window controlled via Thread. Here comes the result. And the video is without sound. And I'm going to change that. It's really a short section. And what you can see here, he's taking the contact, he's giving contact, and it's really, really fast and always the same speed in it. Let's change back. So how can I see if my device is talking Thread or Bluetooth? Because Thread does not replace Bluetooth, it's needed for HomeKit via Thread. To this end, Eve has further developed the Eve app. Eve is currently the only supplier that makes the Thread network visible. I see which device has which role in the network, how the network is structured, and the connection quality of the router, to possibly enable better positioning of full Thread devices in order to achieve the best result in both directions. And it's certain that the engineering team will continue to develop not only the products, but also the app with the Thread view with every update. Find more about Thread in the Eve blog. And good to know here is, if you use the blog, you can click on the Thread tag on the right side on the page at the upper level, and this will then show all posts related to Thread. Eve now has about 20 smart home enabled products, all of which are Bluetooth enabled products, are in the starting blocks for the most extensive Thread portfolio. Eve shows with an already thread-capable European Eve Energy and an Eve Dawn window, the thread network functions in the Eve app that they do have the thread expertise and can therefore ideally be sold with an HomePod Mini. It all starts with a product and the rest comes almost by itself. And Eve thread-capable devices are future-proof for the new standard connected home over IP. Briefly explained, Thread is a pillar of connected home over IP, a new networking standard that Amazon, Google, Apple, the Zigbee Alliance, and many more are jointly developing. We saw what Eve stands for, how the HomePod Mini sale offer the additional sale of an Eve device, what HomeKit over Thread is about, time to see where we are and what is going to happen next in 2021. Eve Dawn Window and Eve Energy with the new Thread hardware chipset has been in delivery since summer 2020, means that the Thread is already available through a firmware update. Eve Aqua and Thermo with Thread chipset on board, also in shipment since summer 2020, are waiting on a firmware release update, which will be soon ready. And it is important to mention that Eve devices require a hardware chipset to be able to thread. To find out which Eve devices have already installed this hardware chipset, visit evehome.com/identify. Here you get under the item wireless connection listed whether and which device generation has already installed this hardware chip. For those Bluetooth-enabled products which Thread is not listed under wireless connection, Eve will bring these devices onto market in a new generation before end of the year. The goal is a complete device transformation in 2021. And with that, I would proudly present a new product to you. Welcome Eve Weather. This product is proudly presented to retailers during this webinar. It is based on the Eve Degree, has almost the same proportions, and is supplied with the thread-capable hardware chipset and firmware. And this makes Eve Weather the first thread-capable weather station on the market and replaces Eve Degree. In addition to the already known functions of Eve Degree, such as outside temperature, humidity, and the water-resistant IPX3 housing, the air pressure gauge, Eve Weather brings a calculated weather trend up to 12 hours in advance, based on the data directly and locally from your home. So a single view on Eve Weather or on the Eve app, and you know what locally will happen. And I was able to test a prototype, and one morning while sitting at breakfast, I was a bit wondering. The Eve Weather showed sunshine, but it was cloudy and not so nice. So I made a picture of that, and as it was Saturday, I did not send it to Eve, and this was good that I didn't, because 4 hours later, the sun came out and was really a beautiful and nice weather. And this is really a cool feature that should not be underestimated, and from my point of view, I must say in the sales pitch. And the second change for the outside season is Eve Aqua. In delivery, as mentioned, since summer 2020, it will get the firmware update released in April. And with the Eve Aqua on Thread, it's a great opportunity to sell Eve Energy EU version together, as Eve Energy is the extension to run Eve Aqua in your garden. And don't be sad if you rely on a UK plug. we have news for you. The Eve Energy UK is a full thread device. This allows, in beside of the already known features, to expand your HomeKit mesh network in your home without needs for an extra HomePod Mini. This ships in May, so it's going really fast. And because of that, in order not to miss any of this year's transformation, it has never been more important than subscribing to the Eve newsletter as now. So please register right after this webinar at evehome.com/channel. And since so many products are and will be updated or comes in a new generation of products, it's important to be able to transfer old data smoothly to you. So that was the reason why Eve has revised the channel zone and is ready in a new guise. And for that, visit evehome.com/channel and put this link into your favorites. Here you get access to product images, legal information for your purchase department, videos to include on your homepage for your customers and sales, and much more. And the spring season is just around the corner. Those who want to prepare the upcoming season will find suitable images for newsletters, banners, and more at evehome.com/images. Here you'll find at the top of the page a folder called Spring, where you will be supported with generic lifestyle and bundle images, HomeKit scenes, and much more related to thread. This will help you a lot while preparing. And the trade is also supported with L displays available in English. Those can be ordered from your sales rep. And what should not be missing are documents that explain what is what to the customer and are ideally to supplement to the respective products as explanations. And the Eve marketing is currently working on the renewal of the Eve family flyer. If you want this, you can already contact your sales rep for a better planning. Follow us on the various platforms and be sure to register for the channel newsletter in order to really receive all informations early on time. And as many of you are using LinkedIn, search for Eve System and follow them for the news update. A lot happens this year. Your feedback is very welcome. Just send us your feedback to webinar@evehome.com. This webinar, all videos and links will be available for you in the media database from next week. With that, I would like to thank you for your time and look forward to this big change and the resulting mutual success in 2021. Thank you. Goodbye.